Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the last great Coliseum, Bristol Motor Speedway, the site of tonight's Sim Racing Points Truck Series, Bristol 200, here on Full Throttle Television. My name's Bertie Hanna. In the booth tonight, as always, Richie Coy. And Richie, we got a banger tonight, as they would say. We've got some great short track racing action here at one of my favorite tracks, and a lot of drivers and fans' favorite tracks. Bristol Motor Speedway should be an exciting, action-packed race. I'm looking forward to getting this one underway.
Yeah, I'd like to welcome everybody to the last great Coliseum. They say it's that because it's a Coliseum and the gladiators are the trucks tonight. And we're going to have a slugfest out there tonight as Bristol always puts on some exciting racing.
Yeah, really looking forward to this one. The high banks of Bristol Motor Speedway I always provide a great bit of action and excitement. And these drivers are already in qualifying, getting ready to set the field for tonight's 200-lap event. And just a reminder, tonight's stage is lap 45, so they'll be racing there first, and then we'll go from there to 200 and see how things work out for sure. It's been an exciting season in trucks so far. As we get here to Bristol, we'll look at the points right quick, pull the points up. Coming in, Nicholas Moreau, though, has had a stranglehold on the number of wins. He's kind of stretched it out, but behind him, you've got James Morris, Ryan Chapman, Lewis Meglin, Michael Blackner, all in pretty close vicinity there, coming into tonight's race.
So yeah, tonight is one of those races that can be just like Talladega. Anything can happen here, and it could be a points gain or a points deficit, and a big one if you don't, because it's so tough to pass here. There's multiple grooves here, but there's only one groove. You can actually really make it tough for the guy to pass, and it's just a really tough place to pass. So if you don't qualify good, it could be a really long, tough race for you tonight.
Yeah, we've got an interesting stretch of races too. We got Bristol Motor Speedway. Next week we head to Rockingham Speedway. We're going back to the Rock. Which I think we went last year, but the real series is going to be there as well. It's going to be a lot of fun. Then we head to Dover, and then to Texas and Kansas to round it off in a couple of mile and a half. So a couple of weeks of short track racing, and then we head back to some of the faster tracks. Well, I don't know. Bristol's a fast track too, but like you said, things can kind of get mixed up here really quick. So it should be a lot of fun to see who kind of works through the races there and is able to kind of assert themselves as one of the contenders.
Yeah, for sure. When the people get to Texas, when these guys get to Texas, they're going to be doing a sigh of relief because it's kind of a normal track, as I say that in air quotes, because you don't have any, Bristol tonight being, the Coliseum. Next week you got Rockingham, which is another short track, but a very unique short track. And then Dover, which is like, Bristol on steroids. So the next 3 weeks are very, very different tracks. So I know when they get to Texas in the end of the season, they're going to be like, thank God we're back to one of these cookie cutters.
Yeah, speaking of tracks, here's Bristol Motor Speedway. Kind of a symmetrical track, sort of, although there are little differences between 1 and 2 versus 3 and 4. You do run them a little bit differently. And honestly, this track's a lot of fun because you're going to see drivers move all around the track. You're going to have them on the high side, on the low side. A lot of the guys saying it's kind of slippery coming off the corner on the bottom. That's something to watch out for. And you always have that merge coming off the corner. It always seems kind of tricky here where the drivers on the bottom kind of wash up. And if you don't leave enough room, you'll squeeze that driver into the wall and sometimes spin yourself out.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying before. It's really tough to pass here. So a lot of guys will probably be running the top lane because it's the easier of the two lanes. And that makes the bottom lane where you need to make those passes. And it's that all-important slide job in order to get it done, because it is so tough to run side by side here without squeezing, getting on the bottom lane, getting that run off all the way up to the wall. So, yeah, it could be, that merge can be deadly.
And another thing these drivers got to work out is pit road as well. Pit road's really slow, 35 miles an hour on pit road. And the entry into 2, exit off 1, it's a really long pit road. So if we do get a green flag run here tonight, a green flag pit stop's going to put you at least 2 laps down. You definitely don't want to have to deal with that. So that's something everybody's going to keep in mind as well. But yeah, you talk about how hard it is to pass. I mean, it is. They've really made this top groove versus bottom groove really, really equal. So it is really hard once you get a couple laps on your tires to really make a pass here. A lot of the guys talking about how tough it is to pass. So It should be an entertaining and exciting one. We'll see if they have to get out that chrome horn, is what we used to call it, to try to make a pass here tonight.
Yeah, and that's what makes this track so unique as far as short tracks is that the chrome horn it can be very, very dangerous here if you hit somebody in the middle of these corners because you're going so fast. So it's hopefully not. Hopefully they could do it without that. But qualifying looks like it has wrapped up.
We have finished up qualifying. And so that is going to lead us into our starting lineup tonight at Bristol Motor Speedway. On the pole, fastest in practice, and he shows it in qualifying. Michael Blackner on the pole in the number 22 Ford. To his outside is going to be the 08 Scott Healy. Starting P3, that's going to be Wyatt Huntley. And to his outside is going to be Corey Atkins in the number 1. Starting P5 is the 88, that's James Morris. To his outside is the 43, that's Lewis Meglin. Starting P7, the number 3, Chad Lane. To his outside, the 4 of Jason Chilton. Starting P9, that's the number 10. That's Ryan Chapman in the Toyota. And rounding out your top 10 is going to be the 7 of Wayne Grassi.
Kyle Milliken in the 42 will take over the 11th spot. Tony Solari, Spicy Solari, will start on his outside in 12th position in number 11. Barry Kramer will be in the 18, starting 13th, followed by Bobby Terrell in 14th. Kobe Meese starts 15th with Brian Thorson to his outside in 16th. Robert Malikian, the one-handed wonder, the guy with the pins in his hands, will start 17th tonight, with David Nestor, his teammate, starting outside in 18th. Marshall Johnson starts 19th in the number 9, and Josh Mayhew starts outside him in 20th position. Brendan Polt will start 21st. Chris Gore will start 22nd on the outside there. Scout Neff in the 52 will start 23rd, with Aaron Satcher to his outside in the 24th. TJ Bartel will start 25th in the 28th. And our points leader, Nicholas Moreau, will start from 26th spot here and deep in the field. My goodness. JP Burns in the 99 will start 27th, with Jeff Chandler to his outside in 28th. Chris Beck and Joseph Burgess will round out our 30-car field.
30 cars around Bristol Motor Speedway. It is going to be a hectic time early on in these races. If we get a green flag run, that's another thing these guys are going to have to remember is lap traffic could also play a factor as well. Should be an exciting one for sure. We're getting ready to go green flag racing here. We're going to get 2 pace laps for these guys to get warmed up. And again, Blackner with that speed from practice leading into qualifying. We'll see if he can hang on. He's going to start on the bottom. And lane choice for the leader is going to be interesting and important as well here.
Yeah, fortunately with the restart rule, you can get a pretty good jump on the bottom, but yeah, it's definitely, some guys might choose the outside because they think they could roll through 1 and 2 better on the outside. So I'm curious to see what strategy plays out there.
Heading through 1 and 2 on that final pace lap. This is when the nerves kind of get to you. You know, you're at Bristol. There's a lot of things that's going to happen. If you're mid-pack, you're watching behind you, watching in front of you as well. If you're up front, you're just trying to hang on to the truck and make it to that lap stage. Again, stage is 45. These guys are going to get ready. The pace car is going to peel off right about now. I was early on that one, but here we go. Through 3 and 4. Waiting for the green flag. Green flag is out, and we are racing here at Bristol.
And it looks like the outside got the advantage there going into turn 1. Michael Blackner, our pole sitter, is back to P2, and Scott Healy has taken over the lead. But here goes Michael to the outside, trying to come back around him.
And Michael's going to lead that lap, so he got passed and passed back all in one lap. Michael Blackner back to the front using that top side with that momentum. Through 1 and 2, down into 3, he's going to lead him off.
Now Corey Atkins is trying to look to the outside of the 08 there, so I'm wondering if the 08 is just riding there on the bottom already, saving tires right off the get-go here.
Maybe, but let's see what he does here in 3-4. He does go back to the bottom. So does Corey Atkins in second as well. So I wonder if Corey's thinking, okay, let me see if I can get up here and lead some laps.
It looks like the high side is definitely the faster route here.
We got a car around already in turn 2. Kyle Milliken right into the side of the 4 of Jason Chilton, and everybody piles in off turn 2.
Oh, that was. Oh boy.
Traffic jam off turn 2. We've got several trucks with damage
So that's
already.
Something that happens here is they call it ARCA braking, but it's not really ARCA braking here because things happen so quickly, and you can't see on these corners, and guys coming out of a corner like here just don't see everything that happens in front of them.
Let's go back and look at this and see what happened. I got a feeling I know what happened. It's really easy to lose control here, and I believe that's what the 4 of Chilton found out as he goes through 1 and 2 here. Let's see if he goes down into 1, gets a little loose, wiggles. Boy, who was that to win around the outside? Barely missed him.
Chapman. That was Ryan Chapman in
Ryan
number 10.
Chapman.
Yeah, great job.
Yeah.
But look at poor Kyle Milliken. It looks like he might be our first one in the infill care center. He hit those water barrels a ton.
Right on board with the 42 of Milliken. He sees the 4 sideways up front, just comes down the track and into the barrels. That's Bobby Terrell that got a piece of that as well as they went by, but then there's the stack up behind him.
So yeah, it looked like TJ Bartell lifted to kind of avoid the wreck, and the car behind him, or the truck behind him, didn't see what was going on and just got into the back of him, and they spun down in there.
Let's see, accident off 2 here, right on board with Chris Beck. Things just kind of stacked up. Actually, not too terribly bad. A couple of trucks around trying to miss him, and maybe got minor damage, but don't look like it should be too bad for anybody, except for maybe the 42 of Milliken, who ended up in the barrel.
Yeah, the 42 is probably he. I think he didn't like the barrels. I think the barrels were looking at him under the pace lap, and maybe said something to him that upset him, and Kyle just had to go in there and take him out. But no fault to Kyle. I'm just teasing him. He had nowhere to go, and the barrels were just there. Hopefully he's all right. Maybe we might get to talk to him if he doesn't sneak out of the back of the infill care center.
So the first caution of the night at lap 5. Some trucks with some damage they'll have to fix, but they are doubled up for the restart. We are getting ready to go back green. Michael Blackner chose the outside on this restart. I was kind of surprised he didn't choose that on the initial start. It looks like he's found that the outside maybe is where you want to be.
Like MasterCard, where you want to be.
Mm-hmm.
So we got Doro Lawrence in chat. What's up, Doro? Welcome as usual.
All right, pace car's off, waiting for the green flag off turn 4. Green flag's out. We are back racing, and that leader getting that great jump on the outside. Michael Blackner's going to launch into turn 1. Here comes Corey, though. Corey's fired off through the middle of the corner.
What just happened there? He came out of nowhere, and he's like got a 3-truck advantage already. Oh, man, that was crazy. But I've had that issue before where I'm running, and then we get a caution. We get a restart, and it takes you like 2 laps to get back in that rhythm. And some of these guys fire off so quickly, and Corey must be one of those guys, and takes complete advantage of it.
Watching the battle for 5th back here, Chad Lang, James Morris. Chad Lang's going to take that spot and actually going to be working on Scott Healy off the front row. So Chad Lang working that high side, making it work, and he's going to clear him.
Caution.
And caution's out again.
Looks like maybe TJ Bartell was involved.
Let's go back and see what happened here with TJ Bartell.
He gets loose. I'm wondering if maybe that damage from the first accident. We've had some issues where guys are getting damaged and they're not fixing it. And it makes these trucks loose.
He does. He gets loose off the corner. Our best one tire and auto care instant replay. Just a simple spin. He did tap the inside just a little bit there, but nothing major. He'll get that truck righted and continue on.
And here is part of the issue here. Because the track's so small, you can only do like 20 or 30 seconds, if that, of damage fixing under caution. So if you do get a little bit of damage, it's tough to get it fixed in time.
Right. And with that single pit road, again, the pit speed being 35 miles an hour and such a long pit road, it takes forever to get to your pit stall. And then when you do, you don't have much time to do anything. It can be quite the... what is the word I'm looking for? Quite the experience trying to get damage fixed here at Bristol Motor Speedway.
Yeah, and like I said, with the trucks, the new damage model on these trucks, it does seem like if you get a little bit of damage on your truck, They take, they're taking grip away from the trucks now, and
Right.
it makes it tough to drive sometimes when you get some damage.
Yeah, it definitely they've kind of shifted that away from drag to downforce, and at these short tracks, it's really showing up when these guys have issues, and you get damage, especially in the rear of the truck. You get damage and it gets loose. You lose that downforce, and makes it a struggle to drive all night.
So that's why it's key to get in and get as much damage fixed as you can. But again, that's where we went. We've gone for a circle. That's why it's so tough to get the damage fixed, is because of the short time on pit road. As we are doubling up, lights are out, one to green, one back to green here.
Yep, pace car's got them doubled up, and it looks like the one's going to take the inside. It's where you got the lead from, giving the outside back to Michael Blackner, which is where he wanted to start. So both the front guys probably are pretty happy with how this is going to line up. Unfortunately, though, for Michael, that one truck's going to fire off first, being the leader, and he's going to get a great start and probably a great run through 1 and 2. So we'll probably see him shot out of a cannon here on this restart, see if Michael can hang on to second. You got Wyatt Huntley, Chad Lang lining up in row 2, and then you've got Scott Healy and James Morris row 3. Pace car's off, and we are back green here at Bristol.
And you're right, the one takes a huge lead going into one, as the 21 works his way underneath the 22, coming out of turn 2. Put Wyatt Huntley in second.
I think I just saw the 3 of Chad Lang grab the little wall off turn 2, but he keeps it going.
Little wall never hurt anybody.
Okay, what about a big wall?
Big wall, that could hurt somebody. Nicholas Moreau is up to 13th. Strike that, make that 12th after starting 26th already.
Yeah, watching the machine number 15 there. He's using that high side to get that track position. I think he skirted around that wreck as well. That gave him a lot of positions. So moving through the field early on here, trying to get to the front and to make something of this. Definitely started deep in the field. Kind of a interesting, I'm sure he didn't do that on purpose, but interesting turn of events for him in qualifying, but he's kind of coming through the field now.
So I am a little surprised on how many people are running the bottom lane here. It looks like pretty much most of the field are still in the bottom lane. Nobody except for Moreau have been really utilizing the outside lane. I guess maybe with the tires being new still, the inside lane is still faster than the outside lane, which, I don't know, a little shocking to me. Did seem like a lot of people were running on the outside in practice, so call me surprised. As Corey Atkins has moved out to a almost a second gap there, with the lead over Wyatt Huntley, Michael Blackner.
Just saw Corey, our leader, get the wall off turn 2, and the caution is out again.
There's a wreck.
That's Wyatt Huntley. And then number 21.
And he collected mayhem. He's up front this week. He's up front this week, and he still gets involved. But yeah,
I know what that means. Let's see if we go back at our Best One Tire and Auto Care instant replay. See what happened here with the 21. Oh, the 21 and 20. Was there contact before that happened?
It didn't look like it.
Boy, people like sneaking through. Oh, we got somebody grabbing a piece of it as he goes by. Let's back this up.
I don't think there was contact.
Look at this once again. 22 right on the back of the 21.
Oh, Marshall Johnson.
Oh, and Scott Healy getting a piece of that, but then Marshall Johnson comes by and right there.
So many guys made it outside without any issues. I mean, you had Ryan Chapman, Bobby Terrell, Wayne Grassi, Scout. Looks like he got smushed in with Moreau, but a lot of guys made it through. That's unfortunate.
All these guys still at speed too. We'll go back and look at. There's one more replay I wanted to look at. It's the 43 of Lewis Mag. Who I don't know if he missed it. I don't know how he missed it, but we're right on board with the 43 here off turn 2. Oh, my goodness. I don't know how he missed.
Sometimes you just got to close your eyes and
threaded
go for a hole.
the needle there. But definitely things happen quick here at Bristol. And you get to the wrecks real quick as well. So unfortunately...
Yeah, that just looked like the 21 just got loose. Didn't seem like there was contact at all from Michael, but Mayhem always finds Michael.
Well,
even when he's running up front. I just, he's in the back, he gets it. He's in the front, he gets it.
well, Michael didn't pit, so if he's got any damage, it could be interesting to see if that affects him. So he's running.
He's got to put an all-state scheme together. Got to protect him from Mayhem. I'm telling you. All right, we are doubled up. Lights are out. We're on the back stretch. We're ready to go back to green flag racing here.
We got a new second place challenger too. Chad Lang has moved up to P2. He is really kind of fired through the field. He's up 5 positions, started in 6th. And looking for one more. Pace car's off. Corey Atkins going to bring him down. Chad Lang going to be chasing. Green flag's out. We are back underway here at Bristol.
Good restart by the 1 and the 22 this time. It looked like the 3 might not have gotten the greatest, but coming off of turn 2, him and the 08 cleared Michael going down the backstretch.
Ooh, Michael getting a little loose. He's side by side with Ryan Chapman. Another driver who's made up 5 positions, now 6 as he goes around the 22. Michael looks like he's struggling there on the bottom.
Yeah, I'm wondering again if he got a little bit of that damage and it's making his truck a little bit loose to drive. As he's now kind of up on the outside. Oh, he's in the wall.
Got a gaggle. Watching the gaggle behind him. They all kind of check up as they
wide.
get there. 3 wide with the 52, the 88, and who's that on the bottom? That's going to be the 15 of Nicholas Moreau.
Oh my goodness, 3 wide. My heart stopped for a second there, going 3 wide at Bristol. But they made it.
Oh, yeah, Michael loose again. Michael's got issues. He's in the wall once again.
I'm telling you, it's got to be that damage that he got with the 21 there. It's just the truck almost looks undrivable now. And this was a truck that was second, third right before the caution. So hopefully he can make it to the stage. We only got 13 laps to the stage.
Yeah, see if he can hang on for 13 more laps, man. That truck looks like it's very, very evil back there. Behind him, it looks like J.P. Burns got a little wall off turn 2 as well. And there's Tony Solari. Oh, and it gets close coming off the corner there. He is really struggling at 22. And he's in the wall once again.
Oh, that was a big hit. That did it. That broke the truck. That's a lot of wall. A little wall's good. That was not a little wall. That was a lot of wall.
There's Corey Atkins, your leader, the 3 truck of Chad Lang, and that white Bass Pro Shops number 3 getting challenged now by the 08. That is Scott Healy.
I'm also watching Scout Neff and Nicholas Moreau. Scout started 23rd, Nicholas 26th. They've made it up to 6th and 7th on the field here, and they're coming.
Scott Healy going to take that second position, move Chad Lang back to 3rd. Ryan Chapman currently running in 4th. Bobby Terrell back here in 5th. And we do have another caution.
I think this one's Michael.
Just could not, apparently could not hang on to it, unfortunately. And, yeah, that's a shame. That's your pole sitter. Fastest in practice, pole sitter.
Oh.
And we'll go back and look at our Best One Tire and Auto Care instant replay. Michael Blackner through 3 and 4. Gets loose on entry. Just slides sideways. And then, T-bone from, that's Joseph Burgess, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
See if we go on board here. Michael Blackner just gets loose on entry, just can't hang on to it, and finally spins it out and thinks, okay, everybody missed me. That's cool. Oh, right in the door.
Everybody missed me.
All right, let's see who's right on board with Joseph Burgess here. He's the one that smacked him in the side here. Going through 3 and 4. You see the truck stopped up there. Michael goes to roll down the banking, and Joseph was trying to miss him. Man.
Yeah, like I said before, it's tough on these banking to not only see what's up in front of you, but also to even slow the truck down in time. I'm watching Michael go down pit road, and his right front wheel is turning left as he's trying to go straight.
Yeah, that's several visits with the wall there, unfortunately, and I think his night probably will be over.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Well, we've got about 5 laps to go here to the stage. We're going to have a little bit of a shootout. Sky Healy showed some speed there at the end of that run, so he's going to be up there challenging the one of Corey Atkins. As they come through 3 and 4, they're going to get the one to go on the restart. We have a little bit of a shootout here.
We're going to have, you just said it, we're going to have 5 laps here?
Probably
laps?
4
laps.
4 laps, yeah. 4-lap shootout.
All right, and Corey once again picks the bottom. We'll see if the 08 has anything for him on these starts, but
well, he's going to get that great jump and great run through 1 and 2. The one thing about the bottom is the trucks aren't quite up to speed when they hit 1 and 2, so you can kind of roll that bottom a little bit quicker than you can the top. So we'll see what happens here on the restart. Things happen fast here at Bristol. Things are going to get hot and heavy here towards the end. The pace car pulls off. We're getting ready for the restart. Corey Atkins on the inside, Scott Healy on the outside. Green flag is out, and we are back racing. And that was a good restart by Scott.
Yeah, he's up there. The one does clear him coming through 1 and 2, but that was a great restart. As it looks like Ryan Chapman is moving to the outside of Chad Lang there for third. Once again, Ryan Chapman showing up here at the end of the stage.
Battle for fourth is the 52 Scout Neff, Chad Lang. Scott Neff's going to have it. Now Scott's going to go to the inside of Ryan Chapman, but we got a battle for the lead here. Here comes Scott Healy on Corey Atkins to the inside.
They are side by side going down the backstretch, and this is going to bring Ryan Chapman into the picture here if they keep going side by side like this. He still hasn't cleared him yet.
Hasn't quite cleared him. The one's going to get that run off 1 lap to the stage break. Who's going to get this one? Scott Healy up the track a little bit. Corey Atkins hanging on right now through 3 and 4. What does he do? He throws it in there. Can't quite make it stick there. Looks like it's going to be the one. Corey Atkins winning the stage. Scott Healy second. Ryan Chapman third. Scout Neff and Nicholas Moreau. Nicholas Moreau with a 5th place at the stage.
No, 6th. He looks like Chad Lang beat him to the line just by a little bit.
And then Bobby Terrell, Tony Solari, J.P. Burns, and James Morris all scoring stage points tonight.
That was a great battle for the stage win between the one and Scott Healy. But that was kind of showcasing what I was talking about. It's tough to pass. You can catch somebody, but it's tough to pass them on the bottom if you can't clear them in the middle of the corner.
It's interesting. I saw Scott move up to about the middle of the track, trying to carry that momentum on the middle of the track off the corner, because the inside you get so choked down coming off the corner. Mm-hmm. It's just hard to make that pass. So he did move up a little bit, trying to carry momentum. It worked a little bit, but wasn't enough to make the pass. So Corey Atkins going to take home the victory or the stage win here tonight. And they're all, well, most are going to hit pit road. However, the 52 is going to stay out.
I'm not sure about that move.
Barry Kramer.
And this is coming from the guy from that stayed out at Martinsville, so I'm not sure that's the greatest move in the world to stay out there.
There's a few that have stayed out. The 52, Scout Neff, Barry Kramer, his teammate, and then Chris Gordon, the 89, apparently is still out there as well. And Marshall Johnson gets to wave around on this caution, so we'll see how
I think the 89 and TJ and the 4, they've all pitted prior to this, lap 26. So Scout Neff and Barry Kramer are the only 2 that have not pitted so far in this race.
Well, you want to be up front. You want to be out of traffic for sure. You see the race off pit road there.
Track position is definitely key.
Track position is what you want. But I can tell you after 45 laps, tires is also a priority if you're a driver.
Well, and here's the deal. Corey and Scott come out 4th and 5th. So it's not like you had 15 or 16 different cars that stayed out to
Right.
buffer those new tires. They're going to be right there and quickly.
Right on. So,
It's 28. Yeah, he's a lap down. Okay. Looks like they might be having an issue getting this thing lined up.
yeah, I do see that.
I think the officials are going to extend it one lap while everybody gets this set up. Yeah, it looks like they're going to go around one more time just to give these guys just one more lap to get all this set up. It's a short track like this. It can be tough to get the lap cars where they need to be, and the lead lap guys up past them. So
Well, so they got it sorted. We're getting ready to go back green flag racing here. Lap 51 of a 200 lap event. Still a long way to go, Richie. We've got 150 laps, 149 laps left to go here. And no breaks until we get to the end, except for the cautions that fall wherever they do. So these guys have been thinking about this. Now there's a possibility for a green flag pit stop if we get going here. And strategy is going to be king, but pace car is going to pull off. The 52 of Scout F is going to lead them down. Barry Kramer on the outside. Green flag's out, and we are underway.
that was a fantastic jump by the number 52 there. As right now the one is looking to take over to second place going into 3. Should be pretty good going past those older tires.
Yeah, all these guys trying to work by these guys with old tires. 3 of them up there, and
It's not the track. I don't know. I didn't see that as a. Oh, they're going 3 wide. Oh, that was close.
that was
They
Ryan
made
Chapman.
it. They made. Oh no, down Chad Lane and Bobby Terrell on the inside wall on the front stretch. The number
And there's
3
a
and the
stack
number
up in
94 trucks.
1 and 2. Trucks around. Caution is out, and we still have trucks trying to get going here. There's your leader
Is
right
that
there.
related?
Rolls up on it. So let's see what happens with our best one tire and auto care.
Oh
Instant
my! There's
replay.
a big gaggle. I'm. Oof, that's a gaggle of cars.
Oh, we caught it late there. Let's see if we can go back. TJ Bartell. Bobby Terrell there on the inside of the 3 of Chad Lang, and man, they just get hooked together going in, and then they just pile in turn 1. Oh man.
Yeah, I'm going through just trying to figure out what's going on here, who was involved. So yeah, it looked like, yeah, I agree. The 3 and the 94 get together and they bounce off the inside wall, and then they bounce off and hit Kobe Meese.
That's Robert Malikian involved. Who's the black truck right there?
That would be, I think, Aaron Satcher in a 68 gets collected. So yeah, Bobby just bounces off the inside wall and unfortunately comes up the track into the 8 and collects the 68 and the 16. Looks like the 34. Chris Beck makes it through with no incidents. Even the pace car had to weave and bob coming in through the through that incident.
See if we can ride him aboard the 3. Chad Lane coming off the corner. They just touch slightly off the corner, and it's enough to turn Bobby around. And he bounces off the wall, ends up in the banking of 1 and 2, and then it's just on from there.
Yeah, it's, once you hit the inside wall like that, you're a ride. He's got it locked down, and Kobe with no place to go, gets collected, and the 68 and the 16 are also just kind of unfortunately there. I'm not seeing anybody coming out of the infield care center. We got a couple guys that have retired to cars, so hopefully we can find one of these guys coming out of the ICC here instead of sneaking out the back as they do.
All right, lights are off on the pace car. They are doubled up, getting ready on the restart. 52 is Scout F still leading with those old tires. He's got fresh tires in behind and beside him as they roll through 3 and 4. Looks like we're going to extend this one more lap, I think. Yep. Scott Healy and Barry Kramer rode too. Barry Kramer out there on the older tires as well as Chris Gore. And then Ryan Chapman, Nicholas Moreau. Ryan Chapman, that was they almost made it three wide when the guys got kind of checked up in front of him. So
twice, because he did it on the front stretch and then did it on the back stretch too. So it was twice with the 3 wide there.
Patiently aggressive.
That brings me. Do you know what brings to mind? That Molly Hatchet song, "Flirting with Disaster."
Yes, absolutely. Well, that's Bristol racing for you right there in a nutshell. Pace cars off, green flags out. We are back underway here at Bristol. Ooh, 3 wide for the lead.
3 wide for the lead. Oh, man.
Oh, and the one goes around. Corey Atkins was sideways, bounces off the wall, keeps it going. But that's going to lead to some damage. We'll see if we have issues with him like we had with the 22. So far, so good for him, but he lost some spot. Now. And, yeah, we do have a caution. Looks like the 9 of Colby Meese involved. All right, let's go back to our best one tire and auto carry instant replay.
Yep,
one more time. 9 of Corey Meese goes down into the corner. Back end comes out right around in front of the field and just spins it. Nobody collected. Everybody did a good job to miss that for sure.
You keep calling him in the 9 car, and Marshall Johnson come up here and
it's an 8 car
down on you.
He's a 9 and everything else but trucks. Here we go.
He's gonna throw a beat down on you.
Colby Meese sideways. 71 barely misses. That's Brendan Polt. And then 88 of James Morris there. Watching that happen as well. Let's ride on board with 71 just for fun. Where is he at?
Ooh.
Happened right in front of the 71 here. Brennan Polt. 8 gets sideways. Oh boy. Let me get down here. Good job of missing that. Elliott Sadler Esports Machine. We got some news that Jeff Chandler, TJ Bartel joined Elliott Sadler Esports as well. So it's a little breaking news we had earlier today.
Breaking news. Yeah, congratulations to them. That's a pretty good accomplishment for sure. But what was I going to say? I went back and looked at the one, and it definitely looked like it just snapped loose on him there. But it also looked like, again, going back to Colby, anytime you get any damage, it just seems to make the truck a little extra loose. So I don't know if it's the truck. I don't know if it's the sets, if damage, what's going on. But there's a lot of loose trucks out there tonight.
Yeah. Like I said, we'll keep an eye on the one, see if that damage ends up causing some issues for him, like it did the 22. It just got worse and worse, I think, with the 22. He just continued to make the damage worse, and it makes the handling worse, and it's a snowball effect.
Yeah, it's not, especially at a track like this. That's a super fast track where you're trying to get as much out of the truck as you possibly can get. Any type of looseness is no bueno. It's not gonna help. That's for sure.
I hope everybody out there watching is having a good time. We're enjoying this race. Lap 63 of 200 here for the Full Throttle Sim Racing Points Truck Series here at Bristol Motor Speedway. The Bristol 200 underway, racing to lap 200. The stage is complete. It's all go from here. Pace cars off. We're getting ready for the green flag. The 52 of Scout F bringing them down. Sky Healy on the outside. Green flag is out.
Another great launch by the 52, but they now cross over. The 08 goes under him, and Powers under him down the backstretch. He might be able to clear him. Not yet. They're running side by side for not only first and second, but third and fourth as well.
Yeah, Richie, I'm kind of surprised how good these old tires have hung on here for the 52 machine. He's going to hang on to this lead here.
Well, I think the main difference between the 52 and the 18 is clean air. Clean air is making a much better run for older tires than
Oh, we got
being
to
back in
wreck
the
the
pack.
43. He saves it somehow, but the 43 got hit with, I don't know who that was. Was that the 99 machine?
We go back and take a look. See.
We got to battle for the lead while this happens. We'll go back and look at that later. But Scout and F on the outside, Scott Healy on the inside with those fresher tires trying to make this pass for the lead.
That was Chris Beck in the 34 that got into the 43. The totally reversed numbers.
And we got another caution. Bobby Terrell involved. Caution is back out.
It does seem to be that every time we call somebody in a wreck, that a couple laps later they get loose, and we call their number again.
Let's go back and see what happened with the Ford machine. Bobby Terrell coming off the corner, just gets loose on the bottom, off of turn 4, and into the inside wall. Just a simple spin, but that's enough to trigger another caution here at Bristol.
And while this is all going on, look who's rolled into 5th spot. Old Nicholas Moreau in the 15th. And JP Burns started 27th, and he's up to 6th. I don't know. I don't know what it is, Brody. It's just we keep calling these guys numbers. They get involved or tagged in an incident, and then a couple laps later, we get them sideways. So it's seems like it's a tough night for some of these guys out there tonight.
Yeah, well, it's, like I said, if he has damage from that first accident, that's going to play into it. Which I'm pretty sure he did. He got T-boned in the middle of the corner. So I'm sure he's got some damage to deal with, and that just makes these trucks almost undrivable. We saw it at Martinsville. Whatever changes iRacing made to the damage model is certainly making these trucks very unstable if you get any amount of damage versus what it used to do as far as drag. And so it's something these guys have been struggling. Not just these guys, but across the service have been struggling to grapple with anytime you get damage. So difficult night made more difficult when you get damaged.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they need to go back to the old way. I'd rather be slower and stable than able to keep up with the pack and spin out loose. So that's just me.
Well, and I'm sure the guys would prefer that as well, because these simple spin cautions are just slowing down the pace of the field, eliminating some racing that we could be doing, those kind of things. So just kind of has a negative effect on the racing and the just service everything. Overall. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
I believe people are calling this eye pacing when you get this many questions. Yeah. I would never do anything like that.
There have been references.
Lights are out.
They are double foul. Yeah, we're getting ready to go back green flag racing here. The 52 Scout and F, the 08 Scott Healy, 1 and 2. Scott's going to start on the top this time with the 52 of Scout on the bottom. Scott and Scout, front row. Green flag is out. Scout gets another great restart, moves to the top immediately.
And 08 moves to the bottom immediately.
Yeah. And here comes the one.
This time he's cleared. Last time they were running side by side, but now the one is to the outside of the 08.
Caution's back out.
36. Dave Nestor looks to have slowed.
Let's go see what this one's about. Best One Tire and Auto Care Instant Replay getting a workout once again tonight. Racing with the 4 of Jason Chilton. Comes off the corner, comes off the wall a little bit, across the bumper of the 4, right in front of the 3. Nowhere for Chad Lang to go. Chad's had a rough one after running up front early. He gets collected in that as well.
Did the 36 get looser a little bit out of that corner? It looks like he might have come down a little bit out of the top lane, and the 4 wasn't ready for it.
That could possibly be it. Yeah.
I watch these guys, and in the being here in the booth, I'm getting a completely different perspective of the racing and the drivers. And when you're on a track, you don't see a lot of the guys that you are on the track with, but here in the broadcast booth. I'm watching guys like Chad Lang have such a great race going. He was up to second at one point, and it's heartbreaking to watch something like that happen to him. Innocently just riding in the back there, just got tires, and that's a race ruining right there. That'll ruin the race, unfortunately. But
and he was a lap down already anyway. Chad Lang was, so somehow he ended up a lap down. I'm sure off a pit road or getting some damage fixed.
He got together with Bobby earlier on, but yeah, maybe probably with that. It just, yeah, it's like I said, it's just you get a different perspective up here, watching it as a whole, as opposed to whatever's in your little bubble of a race. And I like to see guys that are doing good finish out the race, and it's tough sometimes to watch something like that happen.
Currently on lap 78, coming to start lap 79 of 200. We still have a long way to go up front. Scout F with those old tires still hanging on, and Sky Healy, Corey Atkins, and Ryan Chapman all like bloodhounds back there waiting for a chance to get by.
They're just waiting for those green flag laps that you were talking about. It's hard to pass when it's yellow after yellow, so hopefully we can get a couple green flag laps in this time. Got guys in the chat doing partaking in some adult beverages. Maybe we need to have a shot for yellow. A yellow, you have to take a shot when it's yellow.
Don't wish that on those guys. We don't want people passing out in chat. Green flag is coming back out, though. Pace car's off. Green flag is out, and we are back racing here at Bristol.
Once again, they do the complete swap there, and the 08, that's the furthest he's been up on one of these restarts.
He sends it off into turn 3. Gets a little loose. It's going to cost us some momentum off the corner. Here comes the 1. Corey Atkins on the outside using that momentum on the top side. He's going to try to slide up in front of the 1. The 1's going to go to the bottom. And there's a dog.
Sorry. Apparently my dog didn't like that move. I don't know what's going on.
Well, caution is out. Weird.
She scared somebody.
Dave Nestor involved once again.
Oh,
yes, no. Again, that's the once you get damage. No. Let's go back and see what happens. The 36th of Dave Nestor. Off the corner, just gets loose, comes across the track right in front of... Who is that involved?
That's TJ Bartell.
And then Marshall
Michael
Johnson.
Not in the race. With Michael not in the race, you got TJ taking up the Mayhem banner here, because he's another one that finds the mayhem on the track.
Right on board with TJ Bartell. I don't know. The 36, I guess, gets loose off the corner, comes across in front of TJ. And then Marshall Johnson comes in late there with a little contact. And
it didn't look like on my screen that he had a tailgate.
Yeah, I think he's missing the back bumper.
Some of the leaders are pitting. Some of the leaders aren't pitting. Faked. They faked.
Although,
totally missed his pit. What's going on there?
He's backing up pit road. He missed his pit stall.
Oh, he was the first one on the backstretch. Oh my, that's gonna hurt his pit stop strategy for sure.
Barry Kramer on pit road as well.
I don't want to. I'm not laughing at him. I'm just, I've never seen anybody actually.
You're certainly not laughing with him.
Well, yeah, but I don't mean to be laughing at him. I'm not. I'm not trying to be rude. To watch a truck just stop and back up like that. It was. I don't know. To me, it was a little like, ooh, what's
comical.
Going on?
James Morris on pit road. Barry Kramer, Robert Malikian. We talked about Scout, Brendan Polt. Dave Nestor's on getting damage fixed, but some of these guys choosing to pit.
Morris.
The top 13 will stay out here though, so they'll have some traffic to deal with.
One of our chatters says they didn't think you could do that. Well, apparently you can.
For a little ways.
Black flag.
You can go backwards a little ways, but you definitely don't want to go too far because that will not work out. You will get a black flag, and actually you'll get disqualified in the race. So
definitely don't want to do it. I think you get a DQ for that.
Yeah.
They don't even, they go right past the black flag, right to DQ.
They frown on that a little bit. Going
I can
backwards on
imagine
the
why.
racetrack. Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
Guys coming down pit road are wondering what you're doing too, or at least having to dodge you a little bit. So we'll get back green flag racing though. Here the pace car lights are out. They are a double file. Scott Healy's going to take over the lead with Corey Atkins on the inside. Moreau, Chapman, and Burns are top 5. Green flag is out. Boy, it was a checkup on that restart.
Yeah, the one didn't seem to go at all on that restart. As Scott Healy is gone. He is 3-4 car lengths down out front. Now it's a battle for second between the 1 and the 15.
Yeah,
Nicholas Moreau.
Nicholas Moreau, your points leader there. Currently, P3 come from the back of the field. Running in third place, trying to run down your 2 leaders here of Atkins and Healy. He's going to find a place to run. Ryan Chapman having a good night so far in that 10. Currently P4 with Burns behind him, a teammate in the 99.
Chris Gore, another teammate of theirs, is also in 6th. So Elevated Esports representing there in the top 10 tonight.
You got Wayne Grassi back there, our winner of the paint scheme contest in Cup on Monday night. All over the back bumper of the 89 of Chris Gore. And then Tony Solari back there in 8th, up 4 positions with Chris Beck and Brendan Polt rounding out your top 10.
It was really weird not seeing Wayne in a yellow Shell Pennzoil car on Monday. I have to admit, but it did look good. The Xerox, he did the Xerox Alan Quickie throwback, but it was really strange.
So Wayne gets by the 89 of Gore. Now Solari trying to look by as well. Behind him, you got a side-by-side battle with Brendan Polt, Chris Beck for 9th and 10th.
Meanwhile, Scott Healy has opened up almost a second gap back to Corey Atkins in the 1 up front. There's a gaggle going on back here with Tony and Brendan and Chris Beck, Chris Gore, all fighting for
our first
7th.
real good battle here. Yeah, from 7th on back right here. The 89 kind of holding these guys up a little bit, starting to queue behind him. Now the 11 of Solari's going to get to his outside and going to make that pass. Brendan Polk going to try to follow around.
Chris Gore pitted on lap 26, so he's on some older tires here. So that old tire might be showing up here, and he might start to fall back a little bit.
Here comes the 43 of Maglin. Underneath the 34, Chris Beck, 43-34. Reverse numbers there.
Yeah, they've already been involved together. They didn't cause a caution, but they've gotten together already once tonight. Oh, Josh Mayhew gets loose up the track, but stays out of the wall.
He's running right up there against it too, though. Yeah, meanwhile, back up front, Corey Atkins, those guys starting to get into the traffic now as he chases down Josh Healy. Goes by Bobby Terrell. These guys trying to find out where to go here as he's trying to get around. Who is that?
TJ Bartell. In the 28, yeah.
That cost him a little bit of time trying to get to the lead. And he's got a mirror full of that 15 Transit Chevrolet of Nicholas Moreau.
You're just now catching Robert Malikian. Maybe the next car. Well, actually, he is the next car that won the lap down.
Battle for second. The 15 looking underneath the 1 or
wide.
Trying to look underneath. Who's 3 wide?
They backed out of it. It was Chris Beck in a 34, Scout Neef in a 52, and the 88 of James Morris. Chris Gore in the wall. Oh. The 89, Chris Gore, hits the wall.
And caution is out.
Yeah. Oh.
Let's go back and look and see what happened with our best one tire and auto care instant replay with the 89 of Chris Gore. 43 of Lewis Maglin. Oh, a little bit of contact there. And right in front of the 34, who's the teammate to the 4.
I think there was a little bit of contact, a little bit of air push, a little bit of impatience on that one.
Just right on board with the 43 and.
So we got the 08, the 1, the 10. Looks like everybody's coming down pit. Well, not everybody, but a lot of the leaders are all coming down pit road to get on some new shoes.
Right on board with the 43, Lewis Meglin coming off turn 4 into turn 1. Yeah, he just washes up the track right into the quarter panel of the 89, it looks like. And then the 34, nowhere to go with him, right in his lap. Let's take a look from the 34s. On board here, Chris Beck. Going into turn 1, he commits to the high side, and the truck just slides up right in front of him. There's nowhere the 34 could go. That Boudreaux's butt paste machine.
Yeah, there's the butt paste car. I love that truck.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was saying before. A lot of times things happen so quick here, you just can't slow down. Like, you see it, you say, oh, he had plenty of time to avoid that, but you just can't slow and turn these trucks down. You're on the edge every single lap.
But we did have a couple trucks stay out.
We did, including Nicholas Moreau, now leading the race.
Yeah, Nick Moreau is going to be leading. Brendan Polt, Lewis Meglin, who just was involved in that incident. James Morris and Barry Kramer, I think, all stayed out your top 5.
So, yeah, we got Nicholas, who pitted on lap 49, and Brendan Polt, James Morris, Barry Kramer, all pitted on lap 85, and then Lewis pitted on lap 78. So we have some older, looks like the 52's in the wall on the backstretch here.
Well, the 52's actually a lap down. He's giving positions up because he's a lap down, and I wonder if he went a lap down on that pit stop exchange where he had to back up pit road. I wonder if it took so long that he went a lap down.
I don't know. I was about to say that he had a good run going.
All right, well, pace car's off, though. We're going back green flag racing here. Nicholas Moreau on the inside, Brendan Polt on the outside. Nicholas gets a great jump. The battle's going to be for second on back as we head into 1 and 2.
Yeah, the 15 is gone. It's like he's in a whole nother zip code as they are fighting
we're
back
3
here for
wide.
third,
We're
fourth.
3 wide again.
Oh,
A little bit of
10 into the wall.
contact there. One not showing any patience whatsoever. They're shooting it 3 wide, trying to get back to the front. And cautions out once again.
Looks like possibly the 34 of Chris Beck was involved.
Brian Thorson involved as well. We'll see what happened here on our Best One Tire and Auto Care instant replay. We got a little late into it. 34 gets loose. He's still loose, and right in front of the 89 of Chris Gore.
Yeah, I think he should have put some of that butt taste on his tires to make them stickier.
See what
But
happened
again,
here.
it was another truck that was
Damaged.
involved in another prior incident that's coming back and
He goes into the
having
corner
issues,
and
but-
just gets loose. Gets it straight back down the straightaway, but then it gets loose off the corner again, down into the 22, up into the front of the 89, and
keep watching him. Keep watching him when he gets to the end of his spin in turn 1.
yeah, he pulls down and hits the end of pit road right there.
And there's no barrels there.
Trying on board with Chris Gore here. Get a good shot of what he was dealing
that's
with.
the 07. I think that was the 07 that he got involved with. Of Brian Thorson.
Oh, it was. Yeah, he did miss that. Okay. Thorson and I having a good night. Couple laps off the pace here. We'll see
They're
if we
already
can-
doubled up. These guys want to go back green flag racing so bad. They're already doubled up on the pace lap here.
Wow, Thorson contact with the 4 of Chilton before that even happened, and then just drives into a wreck off turn 4 or turn 2. Your leader, Nick Moreau, Brendan Polt, we just can't seem to get any sort of rhythm here at Bristol Motor Speedway, lap 111 of 200. We are past halfway, and A little contact with the 88 and the 08 there under caution.
Maybe he was just kissing him hello? Or is he sniffing butts like a dog? I don't know. Could be lots of different things.
Well, if he keeps hitting people under caution, he's going to kiss them goodbye.
Goodbye.
All right, pace car lights are off. We're getting ready for a restart here. Another green flag far. Nicholas Moreau, Brendan Polt on his outside. James Morris, Scott Healy, couple new players up there with Morris. Meglin P5. We'll see what happens here on this restart. Pace car's off. Waiting for the green flag to come out here. Green flag's out, and we are back underway here at Bristol.
Once again, the 15 with a fantastic jump as the 71 goes up and loses a ton of spots. He went from second all the way back to sixth.
He did. The battle was in front of him. That's the one hunting down the 88 and the 08. They're battling for third. Healy, Atkins, and Morris.
Once again, we got guys with newer tires now of the 08 and the 1 who've pitted pretty recently, going after the guys with the older tires here. We'll see if Nicholas can hold them off with their new tires.
We saw old tires work before. He was able to hold the lead. The 52 was.
Yeah, clean air definitely helps with that. So we'll see what happens.
So what's going on back here? The 11 trying to get around the 61, Josh Mayhew. Ooh, Josh into the side of the 52. Barry Kramer there.
And Kramer has gotten back on the lead lap now? Is he? No, Kramer, Neff is still 3 laps. He's 3 laps down. How did he go 3 laps down?
Yeah, that's Scout Neff back there in the 52, not Kramer. Kramer's in the 18?
Yes, yeah. Musical chairs over at GHR. It's hard to keep track of who's who. I'm watching, everybody's kind of separated a little bit here. And the 08, we missed it. The 08 passed Nicholas Moreau for the lead and is starting to check out a little bit here. He's got a half a second gap already.
And here comes the 1. Corey Atkins looking underneath the Nicholas Moreau machine off of turn 4. Oh, he almost squeezes him in the wall. Gets a little loose. And clears him barely.
Well, I think Nicholas just gave him a, hey, I'm here, dude.
Yeah.
Push. Ryan Chapman is underneath Nicholas Moreau now for 3rd place. Put Ryan Chapman to P3.
Ooh, Ryan Chapman in the wall off turn 2.
But this is the biggest lead we've seen so far tonight is Scott Healy's out to a 2nd lead over Corey Atkins. I think guys have kind of settled down a little bit here as we're single file pretty much around the racetrack at this point. So hopefully we can get some green flag laps here. With
the 11 of Tony Solari into Brendan Polt. They save it for the most part. Tony's going to be in the wall, though. He's going to have that damage. But he tried to get under him, and looks like Brendan either tried to cover or Tony washed up. Not sure there, but there was contact with both of them going sideways.
I don't think that was anything on any one of them parts. It looks like Tony just got into the back of the 71 a little bit. I don't know if the 71...
he didn't get in the back of him. He got into the side of him.
My screen, it was the back. But they kept it going.
Solari's going to have damage on that right front there because he did smack the wall there.
Yeah, he got it pretty hard. Make a grumpy man already grumpy man grumpier.
We ain't talking about Jeff Chandler. He's creeped into the top 10 from the back of the field. The 31 machine currently running in 10th spot. Getting around that 71 once they had issues.
Doing what Jeff Chandler does. He just rides around till it's time to go, and it's, I guess, time to go.
Got a little bit of a green run here going. Hopefully guys get kind of spread out, and we can kind of keep this one green flag racing for a little while. You see the 88 starting to get past by the 7 of Wayne Grossi, who checks up because he has a checkup. The 36 of Dave Nestor off the pace there, a couple laps down. And that halted his progress towards the front, but he's trying to make that.
That was that's always frustrating when you're trying to make hay in the bottom and there's a car in the way. Come on,
you
man.
got Solari in the pits. Tony having that damage brings it to pit road.
I'm just watching. We got a little bit of racing on back here with the 61 Josh Mayhew, the 71 Brendan Polt, the 3 of Chad Lang, who is a couple laps down, but the 18 of Barry Kramer and the 4 of Chilton, I believe, but he's also a couple laps down. So
I think that 71's got a little damage, and it's causing him to get a little loose now too. He's around that bottom, but he's wiggling all over the place right now. Watching him try to hang on against the 3, who is a lap down. That's Chad Lang.
In the meantime, the 08 is now almost a second and a half out front of Corey Atkins and kind of pulling away. They're running 15.1s here, 15.104 to a 15.167.
And we've got a caution.
Caution, I don't know for who.
There was a black truck there. I don't know. We'll go back and look at it. It looks like Ryan Chapman involved.
Oh, Ryan Chapman.
Oh, no.
Ryan Chapman.
Let's go back and look.
Third.
Best One Tire and Auto Care Instant Replay. Watching, why are we not watching Ryan Chapman? I don't know. Let's see if we can get this to work like it's supposed to now. Ryan Chapman through 1 and 2. And
Not
just
sure why that was exactly, but he did hit the inside wall.
He was so sideways, I think it probably triggered a yellow. He was just a simple self-spin off the corner. And that'll be a caution once again. And we've got leaders on pit road. Sky Healy, Corey Atkins, Nicholas Moreau, James Morris, bringing them all down. Wayne Grossi, J.P. Burns.
And this is going to put everybody back on the same tires. And this is where he played around with track position, and now everybody's going to be on equal tires. And we'll see where everything shakes out. But I think the big winner here is going to be somebody like Nick Moreau, who started way in the back and is now up to third and now on the same set of tires that everybody around him is at.
Well, I said everybody pitted. Not everybody. Chris Gore and Barry Kramer deciding to stay out here. Actually, it looks like Barry's going to come in maybe this. Nope, he is not going to. So Chris Gore, Barry Kramer are going to stay out here.
So Chris pitted on lap 111, so that's only 20 laps ago. But Barry Kramer pitted on lap 85, so he's going to have slightly 40 lap year older tires here. So I don't know if that's going to hold on this time.
We will see, but there are 2 of them that stayed out. Chris Gore had some issues tonight. So he's trying to make the best of what he's got.
Got a couple wave rounds.
You'll see they're doubled up. Pace car lights are off. Getting ready for a restart here. Lap 139.
All right. Now you got to try to get past those top two trucks without damaging your truck. We know that the 08 and the 1 have really fast trucks.
Green flag's out. We're back racing here at Bristol. 60 laps to go. Here goes the 08 underneath the 89. Chris Gore. Chris didn't expect that. I think it kind of shot him up the track there. Now you got those fresh tires on the bottom of the 15, and we've got another caution. Bobby Terrell involved. Again.
Really?
Let's go back and see what happened with the Best One Tire and Auto Care Instant Replay. Coming off turn 2. Oh, contact from the 52 of Scout Neff. shot Bobby down into the inside wall, and I think his engine expired. That's going to be it for Bobby.
They were racing for the lucky dog, but not
Well, you know what? Neither one of them are going to get it now.
No, that's going to go to Tony Solari, who's on pit road 11 laps down. That'll be the next one.
It's right on board with the 52 here coming off the corner. Just does not go up the track. Stays low, and yeah, I don't think Bobby expected that.
Yeah, I certainly didn't expect it. Definitely not what you want to see. It's not how you want to end your night for sure. We're falling like dominoes here, as we only have 14 cars in the lead lap here, with 38 laps to go, or 68 laps to go, 67 laps to go.
Going back and looking at our top. Laps. You got it yet? You get it? Yeah.
Nope. I'm good. Nope. Math isn't good. Math isn't good.
Okay. All right.
No math good.
Looking at our points, though, Nicholas Moreau coming in with the points lead. He's having a good night so far. James Morris is up there as well. Ryan Chapman, we just saw him spin. He's going to be towards the back of the lead lap cars. Lewis Maglin, I'm not even sure where's Lewis running right now. He's in top 10 and 8th, having a decent night. And in 5th place is Michael Blackner, who started from pole and had issues. Bobby Terrell having issues. J.P. Burns, T.J. Bartell having issues. 7th. Yeah, so like you were talking about at the beginning of the show, you know, this place is notorious for a big point swing, and we're seeing some of the guys pay the price for that tonight.
Yeah, and Talladega, Nicholas Moreau went in with a 55-point lead and finished 12th and still came out with 2 points extending on his lead. So big swings. All you can do as a points leader is, unless you're
green flag is out.
Field.
We're back underway here at Bristol.
Oh man, the 08 is gone again. What a great restart by him.
Yeah, and the 15 got the outside on that restart, so did 1, and they both kind of wanted that. They were able to get around the 89 on those older tires, and now the 1 trying to go by the 15 of Moreau again. Meanwhile, Wayne Grossi trying to get by. You see the 88 slide up right in front of the 99 there off the corner. Wayne Grossi trying to get by the 89. He does so. Now the 88 is going to look to the outside. That is James Morris.
Oh, Jeff Chandler sideways. He saves it. He saved it. No caution. He's lost a bunch of spots.
Nicholas Moreau and Corey Atkins starting to chase down your leader, Scott Healy, now.
Well, as I mentioned, they're all on the same tires now, so that tire, the newness, they all have the newness now. So let's see what they can do here in the long run. The last run, Scott was able to go out to almost a 2-second lead.
Yeah, Scott seems to have a really good long run truck if we can ever get a long run, but you never know at Bristol what you're going to end up with at the end here.
Yeah, it can end up being a 2 or 3 lap shootout at the end. Tires do make a difference here, so I don't know who's got what left in the pits as far as sets. So maybe that might come into a factor here towards the end too.
Again, all these guys running the bottom right now, gravitated towards the bottom, which is something we haven't seen here the last couple of times we've come here. All these guys up at the top, but the bottom's become the place to be, especially early on in these runs.
Yeah, new tires breeds the bottom of the racetrack, and as they start to go away, the guys seem to be moving up more and more. So we have another caution.
Caution is out.
Looks like
Barry Kramer and the 18 involved. Let's go back and see what happened with our Best One Tire and Auto Care instant replay. The 18 racing some. Who is that? Oh, contact with the is that the 3?
That's the 61 of Josh Mayhew.
The 61. Let's see. Let's go back. I couldn't really tell exactly what happened there.
Oh, it just looks like the 18 came up and the 61 had a little bit better run than maybe he thought.
Oh, no. The 18 got loose before that even. He gassed it up, got loose off the corner. I just saw that. So he was loose before the 61 even got there. So having some handling issues with the 18. And
that's probably why the 61 got there, is that if the 18 got loose, it just slowed him up a little bit.
Let's see. Let's ride along with Josh Mayhew and see what happened here. Coming off the corner, 18 loose in front of him. I'm not even sure they even touched, to be honest with you.
It might have looked like a little bit of aero push.
Riding board with the 18 here. Barry Kramer. Coming off turn 2 here. Yeah, you hear the tires spin off the corner. He just gassed it up and couldn't hang on to it.
Trucks are definitely, I saw in practice, I saw a lot of these guys having issues when they were doing long runs with getting loose. A few updates back, they changed the downforce on the back of these trucks, taking a lot of downforce away.
That too. And that's not something we really talked about much. But they did make an overall change with the trucks before the damage model even kicked in. So
right,
the combination it's a daily combination.
It seems to be, which is a shame because I don't think, Martinsville was an anomaly with our questions. But this particular race, I'm not seeing the same things we saw at Martinsville. And I'm just seeing trucks, just loose trucks.
There's a lot of self spins or single truck spins.
Yeah, which to me means there's a lot of loose trucks out there, and I don't know. I don't know if there's a way to tighten the trucks up. I mean, it's I haven't run trucks in a while in a few races now, but not having downforce here seems to definitely have made a definite impact on these trucks.
Well, we'll see who makes an impact tonight with a win. Lap 157 of 200 here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Getting ready for the restart. Pace car is off.
Did math quick that time.
Scott Healy's going to lead him off and get another great restart with the 15 in a row on the inside.
Wayne Grossi went in the corner there trying to look for third from Corey Atkins, but Corey was able to outpull him off the corner, and now he's... Ooh, I thought he was going to try to go outside of Moreau there. But, there's a spin in front of the leaders! The leaders are involved!
Oh, no! We got a pile-up with the leaders. The one involved?
Everybody. It's the big one.
My
goodness. Just had the Talladega big one.
Scott Healy involved. Jeff Chandler involved. Wow.
Looks like the lap car of the 18 of Barry Kramer lost it. Right in front of the leaders, the 08, the 15, the 1.
All right, let's go back and look at the Best One Tire and Auto Care instant replay. Watching the leader, or what was the leader, Scott Healy, rolling into turn 1. 18 sideways in the middle of 1 and 2. And everybody just piles in. Wow. Go back and look and see what happened to the 18 that caused him to be there. Goes off into turn 1. Just spins out in front of the leaders. And it collects all 3 of our leaders.
He had just come off pit road. I'm assuming he was fixing damage. He had just come off pit road the lap before, so he barely made a lap out of the pits. And, just lost it in front of the leaders. And as I said, there's so hard to stop or turn. At this racetrack, you got a car sideways in front of you, and the closing speed, I mean, the leaders are right there.
Riding on board with their leader at the time, Scott Healy, goes into turn 1, car sideways. Yeah. That's what a parking lot looks like, folks. A parking lot of used vehicles with dents and dings. Now,
there are a couple cars. The 88, the 7, the 99, the 43, the 71, the 61 all made it through with no issues.
7 of Wayne Grossi gets it slowed down, makes it through. The 88 slips through, I think, as well. Did the 15 Moreau make it through there without damage?
He definitely was involved. You could look at the front of his truck as all.
Yeah, I just
all
saw some
damaged.
damage. Let's see. He's behind Healy here. And spin. Yeah. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, I'm shaking my head on that one. I'm not going to lie. I'm shaking my head on that one.
You may be shaking your head. I'm sure there's some drivers out there shaking their fists at a certain driver.
That rival system will be in use tonight.
So it's going to be Nicholas Moreau with the lead, but with damage. And we saw damage. We've seen what it does to the truck, so we'll keep an eye on that. And 7 of Wayne Grossi in position tonight, doing a great job, and misses that wreck. He's going to be in position. The pace cars off. We're going to go back green flag race, and the 15 gets a great launch. And we're back underway.
Got the 7 and the 99 and the 88 all under a blanket there for second. As the 99 heads outside the 7 going down the
we got a truck in the wall back here. Ryan Chapman in the wall again, yeah. With missing that tail panel, he's going to be loose all night. He's going to have some issues.
Ooh, Nicholas is loose. JP Burns to the lead with the 88 of James Morris right in tail. I think the 15 is going to be undrivable loose here. Here he goes.
He's loose.
Spun.
Yep, right in front of the 7. He keeps it going, though.
71.
71 getting trapped behind him on the high side, losing positions. As we saw before, that damage is a death sentence.
JP Burns to the lead with James Morris in hot pursuit out of that whole deal. JP started 26th on the field tonight.
Yeah, he's up a little bit farther than where he started. James Morris trying to chase him down, and Wayne Grossi in third. Wayne lost a lot of time getting trapped behind the 15 as well. As we'll come around, 30 laps to go at the line.
Lewis Meglin up to 4th. Brendan Polk back to 5th. Josh Mayhew up to 6th. And, sometimes that happens. Oh, Moreau was around Moreau was around in 3 and 4. The truck finally let go.
Oh, and the 1 is around in front. I'm not sure how the 1 got around, but he is around in front of Moreau. And the caution is out once again.
It's like synchronized spinning. The 15 was spinning.
Let's look at our best one tire and auto care instant replay and show the guys what you're talking about.
Yeah, oh my goodness.
Nicholas Moreau goes into the corner drifting, slides up the track, and just spins. But the 1 is spins behind him, spins down right in front of him. And Nick is like, where did you come from? Oh, my goodness.
I'm going to say this. If their trucks are going to be this sideways on the track, we need to put the dirt back on the track.
True. At least it's a little more controllable when your slides out. Yeah, there goes the 1. Just spins on the top side from that damage and spins right down in front of the 50. I have to laugh because Nick is like, where did you come from?
I was spinning right behind you, bud. It must have been oil on the track or something. All right, so we got the 99 and the 7 stay out. The 88, 43, 71, 61, 89 all come in for tires.
And the 52 also stays out. Scout and F back out there and back on the lead lap. He'll line up third.
Yeah, he got the lucky dog, so...
Oh, he'll line up behind the guys.
To the back. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So we do only have 9 cars on the lead lap, so now's a perfect time to pit because you're going to go back, to 9th to 8th, even if you come out last, so... good time to pit for sure.
Yeah, I think so. Come get some tires. You'll line up about, if you come out in the lead of the drivers that pitted, you'll come out about third. I mean, why not? Scout will pit. So you come and get some. I mean, basically, you pitted from third. So.
Right. And now you got 20 lap fresher tires or 30 lap fresher tires. Almost 40 lap fresher tires, actually, because the JP and Wayne pitted on lap 138.
But we have seen, though, that those old tires can hang on. If you ride that outside, it's really tough to complete a pass on the inside lane. So we'll see how this plays out. These guys trying to get lined up here as the one pulls over to let the lead lap cars by. Getting down to it, we're going to come to 25 laps to go here at Bristol Motor Speedway, the Bristol 200 for the Sim Racing Points Truck Series. JP Burns leading it, Wayne Grossi in second.
They're going to do one more lap here because not everybody was caught up.
And actually, Chris Gore going to get back on the lead lap as well through this caution. So we're going to have 8 trucks on the lead lap.
Oh, Corey went down. He must have been fixing damage. He went down a lap.
I assume so. Yeah, he went down a lap. So he's in the lucky dog position. We'll see if he can get back on the lead lap. Has a fast truck. Just had some of that damage. And, I mean, you saw Nicholas Moreau struggling with car control there with damage. So, you know it's bad.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, Nick is our points leader. And if he's having problems with the truck, it's definitely an issue.
Flag is back out, and JP Burns gets a great start. Wayne Grossi in second there, trying to hold off these new tires of the 88. James Morris.
Yeah, we've definitely seen a leader take off every restart here as the 88 heads to the outside of the 7 for second going into turn 1.
Race for second, 88 and the 7. The 71 right behind him as well, Brendan Polt. Oh, 7 loose off the corner.
That seems to be what happens after a couple laps. The truck in the bottom gets loose.
The 88 does make that pass. It's James Morris to P2. Wayne Grossi P3, Brendan Polt P4, and we have another caution. This is, I believe, the 89. Let's go back and see with our best one tire and all the carry instant replay. Ooh, was that? Oh. Yes, it was 89 that went around, but it was the 15, I think, having issues off the corner that initiated that whole sequence.
Oh, and the 1. Look a little ahead of the 15. The 1, again, what do they have? Do they have radios? The 1 got sideways in front of Nicholas.
Corey Atkins racing for that lucky dog, and this is not what you want to do. If you're racing for the lucky dog, you want to keep it clean. And let's see what happens here. He gets loose off the corner right in front of the 52. And, yeah, right into the wall.
It's like they've decided that if they're going to wreck, they're going to wreck together.
Well, and the 15 didn't actually wreck. He just he got really, really loose through the corner.
Yeah, it looked like he was starting to lock it down.
And the
89 got in the side of him.
Yeah. Which may prevent him from... Oh, he was on the lead lap. He did not go a lap down. So he's... Well, I don't know. He's 10th, but he's on pit road.
Nicholas? No, he's should be a lap down, I believe.
He is a lap down. So is Corey Atkins. And Corey at the time had the lucky dog wrapped up, but he brought out the caution, unfortunately.
Now we got Michael Blackner in chat. Instead of coming to the infield care center, talking about how that little bit of damage that he got made the truck pretty much undrivable.
You got some leaders pitting here, Chris. Well, none of the top runners. Or Wayne Grossi did. Yeah, Wayne Grossi's on pit road.
Wayne pitted. He was one of the ones that didn't pit last time out. Him and JP Burns actually both pitted.
Yeah, he's on pit road. All right. I'm not live. That's the problem. So they're going to come out with those fresh tires and try to make moves like those guys up front have. Not many laps fresher than the guys up front. That's going to be a tough little road to hoe there.
Road to hoe.
I think it's road to hoe. I think it's the same.
I don't know what it is. We're coming to the green. Whatever we're road
farming
whatever road
term.
Whatever
Look that up
hoe or
later.
hoed or whatever we're doing.
James
We're
Morris
going green again.
in the lead. The 71 of Brendan Polt P2. Green flags out, and James gets a great launch. Brendan Polt second, trying to hold off Josh Mayhew, who is up now to P3. JP Burns in the 52, scouting F, making it 3 wide, bouncing off trucks.
For the first time tonight, he's done 3 wide. Seems to make it work that particular time.
And now we got other trucks bouncing off each other in front of him. Here he goes 3 wide once again into 3.
Josh backed out. That was probably a smart move.
52 is loose and having handling issues. And he wrecks into turn.
Sideways. He staved it. In the meantime, James Morris is gone.
He's
almost got a second. Yeah.
The aggression level is off the charts with some of these guys that just, wow. But you're right, James Morris out to a big lead over Brendan Polt in second. James Morris in third, trying to use those tires, coming back to the front. Wayne Grossi in fifth with those tires. He's hassling the 61 of Josh Mayhew. That's for P4.
Meanwhile, Lewis Meglin is doing a heck of a job tonight. Hopefully we can get him into the checkers tonight in the top 10, which is where he definitely has been deserving the last couple of races for sure. The caution's not out yet, but the 52 is going to bring out the next caution.
And he's spinning off turn 2, and there you're right on cue. The 52 spins. Caution is out.
I believe I said this at one of the other broadcasts. That was a yellow that took about 3 or 4 laps. He was bouncing off walls sideways. It was coming.
Amazing. Amazing. You said it. I got to him as the caution came out. It's got to be embarrassing.
Well, I mean, it's the end of the race. You got to go, but you got to go within what your truck limit is. If you go over that limit, and it's, we're having all kinds of issues with trucks being loose tonight.
Well, you're right. I mean, he wrecked all the way from the exit of turn 2 to the entrance of turn 3, or from 4 to 1, actually.
Well, honestly, he wrecked from the green flag until the caution came out. So.
Right on board the 52, loose, in the wall on the outside, in the wall on the inside, spins off the wall on the inside, backs on the wall on the inside, and backs up on the track into turn 1, which has got to be a scary thing.
So, you know who did not want to see that caution come out, and is hoping these guys can get like 8 laps of green flags in, is the 88 of James Morris. I do believe he's winless at FTSR. So, in fact, actually, the top 2 are winless here at FTSR. So those 2 are looking for their first ever FTSR win. JP Burns, I believe, took down the All-Star or maybe the Clash this year. And Wayne's got a couple wins. So got some possible new winners up front here.
Yeah, Josh Mayhew up there in the 5th spot too, looking for his first win. Yeah, we got a potential to see some new stuff for sure. And as far as that goes, I don't know. A restart is not necessarily. It depends on how good of a restart he can get. And with those 2 up front are also teammates. The 88 and 71 are teammates. So I don't expect any real shenanigans between the 2 of them. But if they start playing around, that 99 is not going to let them game this too much, I don't think.
No, not at all. JP will be all over them like crazy. And don't count Wayne out. So Wayne has got those. Wayne and JP have 9-lap fresher tires than the top 2. Mm-hmm. So if they have an opportunity, I'm sure they're gonna strike. But hopefully we'll see a new face. Who would have thought that Wayne Grossi has got the most wins out of everybody in the top 5? I mean, that's awesome. I love it. I love the fact that we might get a first-time winner.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the pace car is going to be coming off this time by James Morris leading in the 88-71. Brendan Polt both looking for their first win. 8 laps to go, and it's going to be 7 to go at the line as they come through 3 and 4, waiting on the restart zone. The 88 takes off, and the green flag is out. Now the 7 of Wayne Grossi is going to look to the outside. Are they going to go 3 wide to turn 1? They are.
3 wide. Not for long, though, but the 99 has made it past the 71. He's in second, and chasing down our leader with newer tires.
Wayne backs out. Here comes the 99,
There's
JP
the
Burns.
52 in the wall again.
JP looking to the inside of the 88 of James Morris. Can he make this pass on the inside? It's going to be a tough one. 6 laps to go.
And we got a race. It's on.
Scott Neff has crashed once again, but no caution.
JP is driving that truck for everything it's worth, and so is James. These two guys are
Ooh, the 88 sideways.
Everything it takes to get that truck to victory lane tonight.
Oh, JP in the wall.
Yep, there. And the 71's going, all right, guys, come on, hit the wall a couple more times. Let me get up there.
Going to be 3 laps to go. 3 laps happens fast here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Can he do anything with him? The 88, the 99 got a good run off the corner there.
It's so tough to pass here on the bottom. I don't know. He's going to have to get a much better run than that. The 88 holds him off here for another lap.
He's on his bumper. He enters turn 1. 2 laps to go.
We got battling all over the track as the 31 makes his way past the 61.
White flag is out. 1 lap to go. This battle up front is heating up. The 99 right on the back bumper of the 88. Can he do anything with him down the back stretch into 3 and 4? The 99 looks slow. Ooh. Almost contact, but it was clean through almost. 3 and 4. The winner is going to be the 88. James Morris grabs his first win of the season over JP Burns. Brendan Polt second. Brendan Polt third. Wayne Grossi fourth. And Lewis Meglin rounding out your top 5.
Man. That was awesome to see. I'm glad to see we were able to get a first-time winner tonight. At least something came out of tonight's race here where we can get a new face in victory lane. Congrats to JP on his side. Well, we'll talk to them in victory lane, but what a race, man. What a race.
Yeah, that was exciting there at the end. It's just so hard to pass here. The 99 tried everything he could. When he moved back up front, he ran right back on the back bumper of the 88, but he didn't have anywhere to go with it.
Yeah, the tires were too new. When they're new like that, it's even harder to pass. You need to get some laps on the tires before you can actually possibly make any moves. But both of them did a fantastic job running those last couple laps, running for the win. So congrats to them. We'll talk to them a little bit in our post-race interviews.
All right, so let's look at our results here. James Morris bringing home the win with JP Burns coming home P2. Brendan Polt finishes up 3rd. 4th is going to be the 7 of Wayne Grossi. 5th, like we said, the 43 Chevrolet of Lewis Meglin. 6th place for the 61 Josh Mayhew. Another top 10 for that team. It's amazing how many top 10s he has. Chris Gore rebounds to a 7th place finish. 8th, with that injured hand, he soldiers home. Robert Malikian finishes P8. P9 for a points leader, Nicholas Moreau. And round out your top 10, just a quiet night, which is what you want here at Bristol, the 31 of Jeff Chandler.
Actually, it looks like on my thing, I got Nicholas 11th, and Jeff finished 9th, Scout 10th, Nicholas 11th, Jason Chilton 12th, Chad Lang 13th, TJ Bartell 14th, Corey Atkins 15th, Ryan Chapman 16th, Scott Healy 17th, Wyatt Huntley 18th, Barry Kramer 19th, and Dave Nestor comes home 20th.
Yeah, Bobby Terrell having a rough night tonight in 21st. 22nd, Tony Solari. 23rd, Chris Beck. 34th is Brian Thorson. 25th is going to be the 9 of Marshall Johnson. Colby Meese in 26th. 27th is going to be Aaron Satcher. Then you have your pole sitter, Michael Blackner, coming on 28th. 29th is going to be Joseph Burgess. And rounding out your 30-car field tonight is the 42 of Kyle Milliken with that wreck early.
The barrel killer. The water barrel killer.
All right.
It sounds like a bad serial killer.
We'll take a break, grab our breath, and we'll come back and talk to our top 3 finishers and debrief what we just saw here at Bristol Motor Speedway. So we'll be right back after this.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
We are Best One.
The best tires.
The best customer service.
The best automotive service.
And the best customers. You see, Best One isn't just our name, it's who we are. Since 1948, Best One has been delivering quality and dependable tires and full-service automotive care to our customers. Best One, selling tires, serving people. We are Best One.
All right, we're back here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Just finished up the Bristol 200 for the Sim Racing Points Truck Series. We're going to kick it over to our post-race show presented by Victory Fuel. And we're going to get started talking to our finishers here tonight. We're going to start with our third place finisher, Mr. Brendan Poulton, in the 71. Brendan, congratulations. Third place finish there at the end. What a wild and exciting, I guess is the word, night here at Bristol.
Yeah, it was certainly interesting. I mean, I knew I had a top 10 truck all week. It's through the SOF races and the opens, and when we came in here, I struggled a little bit at the start, but that's really only because the track was still hot from the sun. Once the track cooled down, this truck really came in for me here. Came in real fast, and it was a heater for me, and it was clearly fast enough for a third.
Yeah, you guys did a great job. Your whole team. I mean, you and James both kind of working together with two top three finishes. Pretty good. Obviously, whatever you guys came in with really worked out. And but yeah, I guess talk me through. I mean, it was an exciting one for sure out there. I know you had to dodge. We actually rode on board with you dodging a couple of those wrecks out there. It was not an easy one, especially coming from where you started.
No, I absolutely botched my queue. It started, what was it, 21st, something like that. And I managed to drive it up enough. But there was a couple moments where definitely needed some wreck avoidance. I don't know how I saved the truck when Tony turned me. I don't think that was intentional, but it was definitely I need a new pair of underwear. I'll say that.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
that truck was straight 90, and I was in. I don't know how I figured out how to save that truck, but that ain't the first time, I'll say. Throughout the rest of the race, though, it was kind of, with it being a caution fest, it was just kind of a strategy on timing when to take your tires. I was out of tires when I pitted that last time. We used it all trying to keep pace and we were trying to beat the strategy as in what the rest of the trucks were doing, which we ended up doing. It worked out well. I managed to hold Wayne on that final restart. Lost it to JP, but then luckily Morris had just enough tire to keep in front of him.
Well, you talked about strategy. I was going to ask you about the pit strategy. It's always kind of key is to take the tires at the right time, catch the green flag runs at the right time. It's always kind of a timing thing too. But I want to go back and talk about when the three leaders were caught up in that accident with the lap truck. That kind of opened the door for something right there.
Absolutely. I still haven't looked at the replay, but all I saw was Nick, Scott, and I think who else was up there? I think it was somebody else, but I just saw those three get wrecked, and then Arca break moment from the high side. I'm glad I wasn't the one getting Arca braked. I was on the bottom, got to the apron in time, and just floored it to try and get past the accident before some of the trucks started coming back down the track as they naturally do at these high banks at Bristol. But I always love this track. I've been to races here, and it feels nice to get a top 3 here on iRacing I think for the first time in my iRacing career in general.
Well, nice. Well, yeah, it's a fun track when you have a truck that handles like it did, for sure. You guys put on a show. Congratulations again on your third place finish. I'm going to hand you the mic to let you do your shout outs and sponsor plugs.
Thank you again to my father, because him being very generous, he made sure P2000s were ordered before the tariffs. So I gotta say thanks to my father. They haven't arrived yet, but I know I will love them when they get here. I mean, Morris, he helped me build this Bristol set from the ground up. I had to make an old set legal from, I'm pretty sure, Road to Pro this time last year, or when it came. I could be wrong. And W Energy Drinks for sponsoring that truck. It was only on my pit board. It was kind of hard to see, but it was there.
All right, congratulations again on third place, and we'll see you next week as we head to, where are we going to? We are going to Rockingham. The Rock. All right, we'll see you, man.
Yep, see you.
All right. There's your third place finisher. And Richie, I think you're standing by with second place, JP Burns.
JP Burns, welcome to the podium, sir. One spot short, but man, you were that close. Congratulations, man. How was your race?
Thank you. It was, I don't know, it was kind of like a roller coaster, to be honest. Felt like I had a decent top 10 truck. And then when that one caution came out and took all the front runners out, kind of gave my heart rate a little bit of a spike there and ran up front for a few laps. It was just that I didn't pit when James pit. That's what threw me off there.
Yeah, it looked like you guys had like a almost 10 lap difference in tires where they went in the one caution before you did, but you went in a caution after them, and it allowed you to get up to them, but it's really tough to pass here, especially towards the end of a race. But P2, man, I mean, it has to feel good to be able to get a P2 out of tonight, especially with all the cautions that were going on.
Oh yeah, I made it through with a 0x. I started 27th. So somehow made it up to the front here with no damage, and I guess that's one of the main things here at Bristol, is trying to keep the vehicle clean.
Kudos on that. Amazing.
Yeah, congrats for sure for that. I mean, I haven't looked at how many incident-free guys that we had, but I would imagine to be less than I can count on a hand for sure. So definitely kudos for that. And you're right, it definitely pays to not get any damage during a race and have some patience, which we didn't see a lot of guys having that tonight, but definitely you did. So congrats. It's awesome to talk to new people up here in the podium. So again, congrats for that. I saw you were one of the 5 guys that made it past the wreck of the 3 leaders. Tell me about how you were feeling going through that wreck.
Well, I know this is a high bank track, so usually everything will feed up, and I was fortunate to be on the bottom lane there and dove right down to as far as I could go left just to make sure nothing would happen. So I was just fortunate.
Well, that's sometimes it takes fortunate issues to get you to the front, incident free. But again, congratulations on P2 tonight. Awesome job. I'm going to open up the mic for you to give your shout outs and plugs.
Yeah, thanks for the congratulations. And I'd like to throw it to Elevated Esports, Elevated Outdoors, Icon Apparel for, let me drive that sponsor on the car, and, the crew brought it home in second place. Can't complain.
Absolutely. Again, great job. Congrats on your P2, and we'll see you next week at Rockingham.
Yes, have a good night,
Brody,
gentlemen.
You too, sir. Brody, did you find Victory Lane yet?
I found Victory Lane here a couple times. Oh, you mean it? Oh, yeah. So so we are standing by with our winner tonight, the 88 James Morris, bringing home the win tonight. James, congratulations, man! What a wild one that was out there, and it wasn't easy, and you had to work for it there at the end.
We just won Bristol, baby. Oh no, we had to really work hard for that one. besides, if you, I'm exhausted. If you, besides the wreck, I had to work on the car all night. We were constantly adjusting the car to get it for the nighttime, because at the beginning of this race, it did not like any light whatsoever. It did not like it. So I had to constantly adjust on it. But man, I'm so happy to finally get that monkey off my back and finally get a win in the league.
Yeah, you talking about, I know we've talked before about how much of a struggle it's been this season. You've been so close. You've had fast trucks and just things happen. And finally, your luck kind of turns around and you have a good run tonight. You're able to put yourself in position, hold off JP Burns there at the end and take that win. But I want to go back a few laps before that. And when that accident happens and takes the top three out, you kind of scoot through the middle and end up with the lead. What were you thinking at that point?
It was a whole new ballgame, because at that point in time, up to that moment, I knew that the truck, I was in dirty air, and I just knew that I was just holding on. But once that happened, it changed the whole game. And it sucked for Nick and the guys, because they were stupid fast all night. Corey and Scott and Nick, it really sucks to happen to them. But once I got that, I knew I had the truck to win. I could win it then. I didn't want it to happen that way, but I knew I could win it. It was my race to lose at that point. And props off to JP. I had so much fun racing him.
Yeah, he definitely had you under pressure there at the end, but great clean racing there at the end for sure. And you're talking about the cycles, and a lot of the guys were talking about, we were watching it, the pit cycles. You gotta pick the pit at the right time. You gotta put yourself in position up front with the right set of tires, the right amount of laps on your tires. Sometimes it just comes down to putting yourself in position, but also pitting at the right time, having the right sets of tires. We saw old tires early on hang on out front, and so it wasn't all about new tires, but it was, I think, about when you chose to pit there and kind of put yourself in position.
Yes, when we had that caution, because I forgot which lap it was, we had that caution, and I pitted. I told Paul, I was like, I'm going to pit. He's like, okay, I'll follow. And I was like, let's just go ride this out. And I was like, I said, if we run and we get 17, 20 laps, and we'll stay out, because I know that here, if we don't push it really hard coming through the field and we conserve and don't just completely lean hard on the tires, if we have a caution and they pit, we can maintain. Okay, and that's what we did. We just tried to give us that track position, because it was so hard to get that track position. So we had to do something to change it in our favor, because I knew I didn't have a bad truck. So I just had to play the strategy, and it finally fell right.
Yep. And I'm going to pass it off to Richie. I'm sure Richie's got some stuff to add.
You do all the questions, so by the time it gets to me, my thing is just congratulations on your first win here at FTSR. It's always great to talk to a new winner here in the league. It's such a hard league to get those wins, so I know it's extra gratifying when you finally get that monkey off your back. But were you at all nervous there at the end? I mean, you had your teammate starting outside of you on the last restart, and then a hard charging JP Burns, who also is technically winless in league races, even though he won the Clash. He was fighting hard for that win too. So, I mean, just talk about those last couple laps and the emotions that you were going through. I saw the one lap, JP might have had a little bit of a run, and you went in a little bit lower, I think, to try to take that away. So I know you were watching him back there.
I was watching a little bit. If I straight up told you that I had no nerves and I wasn't like feeling it, I'd be lying my butt off. I'd be lying, because if I sit here and tell you if I didn't feel any kind of nerves, it wouldn't be true. Because I mean, I'd be full of it, because where I'm, because you've been there. So it was a little bit nerve-wracking. I took the outside because I knew if I took the bottom and gave him that leisure to go out there, it was going to be over. So I had to go to outside, and I knew my teammate, but I couldn't just completely disregard my teammate because, I mean, he was running the same set. So I knew that he had speed too. So I had to be smart and just make sure I was perfect and ran my line and not drove over my head and do more things and hurt myself.
Absolutely. I always hear you always hear everything that's wrong with the truck in the last couple laps when you're racing like that. Even in the sim truck, you're like, is that did the motor? Did it just foul a plug? Is that a flat tire? Did my seat belts come unloose? I mean, everything you could possibly think of goes through your head those last couple laps.
It was because I was actually free off, especially out of 2. I was
I think
pedaling off
everybody
the
was a little
corner.
free off tonight.
Yes, I was a little bit free, but just everything went finally right. So I'm thankful, and what makes it even more gratifying and satisfying is when you know you actually worked on the set yourself and you've got it there. It makes it even better.
All right.
So.
All right, well, James, again, congratulations on the win tonight. Big win at Bristol. Bristol 200 in the books. You get that big, beautiful sword that they give out here at Bristol. So that's going to be fun to put in the on the mantle for sure. So congratulations. I'm going to open the floor up there and let you do your shout-outs and your sponsor plugs. The mic's yours.
Oh, I want to thank the boys at ESE. I want to thank my teammate Polt. I want to thank Jeff and TJ for letting us hang out and chat with them. I want to thank my wonderful fiance that puts up with me each and every week, letting me do this, and staying up late working on stuff, trying to figure stuff out. And I also want to thank you guys for always up in the booth and putting up with us every week.
All right, James. Well, again, congratulations. First win in the books. And we look for many more coming forward as we head to Rockingham next week.
Thank you, guys. Y'all have a good night.
All right, there's your winner tonight,
Man.
Richie Coy. That's a first-time winner here at Bristol, and we love first-time winners. So we got one in the books, and he looks fast every week. He's just finally worked out. He's got, like he said, he got the monkey off his back, and we'll probably see more of him this season and going forward.
Yeah, absolutely. He's been up front. I mean, he's now second in points behind Nicholas, so he's got good speed. You just need to be able to finish off the races, and he was able to do that tonight. So, absolutely, congrats to him and his team for that.
Well, we had a rocky one tonight at Bristol. A lot of chaos, a lot of action. Great race there at the end. A little 5-lap shootout with a lot of close racing, but clean racing up front. And we head to Rockingham next week. We return to the Rock. I'm looking forward to that. I've always enjoyed that track, and I think the racing there is going to be really good. You're going to see a lot of high line, low line, and probably a lot of tire wear as well.
Yeah, Rockingham is super special. It's a really neat racetrack. 2 completely different straightaways, 2 completely different sets of corners. So I'm looking forward to it. I that's one particular race I wish I was out there with the guys for sure, because it's such a neat track and event.
So 1 week from today, we head to Rockingham Speedway, to Rockingham 200 with the Sim Racing Points Truck Series. But coming up Monday night, before we do that, we're going to have the Victory Fuel Cup Series here at Bristol for 250 laps with the Next Gen car here at Bristol. That should be a lot of fun. Looking forward to that as well. I hope you'll tune in for that and for the truck race next week. Hope you had fun tonight. It was entertaining. It was exciting. There was a lot of crashing and banging going on. But in the end, James Morris gets the race done, gets the race win, gets that sword we were talking about. And we'll travel to Rockingham next week. So for Richie Coy, for everybody at Full Throttle Television, my name's Brody Hanna. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next Monday here at Bristol.